good afternoon, and welcome. It's the Drill Down Show from U.S. Fleet Tracking. We hope you were with us for GPS Tracking Academy, along with Rich Davis. I'm Mark Bravo, and we've got Brian and Edwin handling all the important production stuff. Today's Drill Down Show, if you've not ever joined us, this is an in-depth look. GPS Tracking Academy was an hour-long show, 11 a.m. Central, that took you through all of the features our live GPS system has to offer. The drill down will be on one particular feature, that being maintenance alerts. This show is also interactive. You are welcome to chat in that box you see anytime, and we will start the conversation from there. And this show will be much more succinct, but we will try to get you up to speed on anything you might wonder about creating maintenance alerts to raise your company's game. First of all, a few pre-game notes. Tech support. We like to brag about them. It's a crackerjack staff, and they are available right here at headquarters, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, Mondays through Fridays, and on Saturdays. Live representation, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central, and that phone number is 405-726-9900, as you see there. We have archived videos available. That would be at youtube.com/US Fleet Tracking, and they range from install videos to recordings of these GPS Tracking Academy shows and other tidbits that might help you refine your use of our system. And want to remind you, please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, a great way to know what's going on inside the company. And welcome to those Facebook Live viewers. That is another option we now have on GPS Tracking Academy and the Drill Down Show. Facebook Live. Surveys, we appreciate your responding to those. We truly do read those, and they have resulted in more than a few edits to our system, suggestions coming to fruition that you wanted in terms of features. We have adopted some of those simply by hearing from you. So with that said, Sales Executive Rich Davis, our resident expert, will take you through all the important aspects of maintenance alerts. And what we're talking about here generally is being able to know what the needs are of your fleet and various equipment, both PTO and vehicles, without having to constantly watch via the alerts. So you're actually going to begin, there are two ways you'll explain to get to maintenance alerts, but you're going to begin by going through alerts.
That's correct. Today we're going to be going over mainly the maintenance alerts. So it's really going to be key for like those oil changes, warranties, and it's not just for vehicles. It's going to be really good for equipment. A lot of customers that get our product uses it for equipment,
Hours
generators,
of usage and such.
Yep,
mileage.
exactly. Because I mean, having those alerts set up, for example, for 20,000 hours, you know, on that generator to go have it maintenance looked at. You know, without these alerts, there's customers that maybe just didn't quite get there, or maybe they forgot to record. Well, next thing you know, that generator could go down, and now that's put them back, you know, $10,000, $20,000 or even more. And with these alerts, we've already gotten great feedback from customers on certain things in that manner that has already saved them years of service. So
because even a household, think of it this way, with a couple of vehicles, sometimes you're challenged to know when to get your oil change done, your transmission looked at. Well, if your fleet is that of multi-hundreds of vehicles and units, again, hours of operation just as important as miles, having these alerts, you don't have to either whoever is given the keys to that department, and you can put a different password on, you have a password for those driving maintenance alerts to handle that in case you don't want everyone in the system.
Well, for the login.
Yes.
So if you don't want people to really be like messing around with those alerts or changing those, you just set your password up for the account and then don't allow them to log in. Or
and you can be comfortable that everything, you're going to get all the warnings you need.
Correct.
You can have them
because
sent
you can
wherever
also have
you want.
Exactly, and you can have multiple logins. So you can have a login for maybe your dispatcher, and then one for your manager. And the one for your manager is the one that has all these alerts set up, and your dispatcher can actually see those because on their account they don't see the alerts. So that's one way to tell there. But normally with maintenance alerts, you probably don't mind everybody looking at them.
Because it's probably all to the good that
Exactly.
everyone be in the know, indeed.
Multiple people knowing on, hey, we probably need to get this oil change done, or,
Yes.
hey, the warranty is about to expire. Hey, let's go and have it inspected before that happens in case something maybe could be going wrong. Now you can actually have it taken care of before that warranty expires.
Along with warnings, because we don't always respond that day.
Exactly.
Yes, and so it takes the guesswork out of it. You don't have to wonder if these things are being covered. All righty, let's go to the practical use.
All right, so when you log into your system and you go to your control panel over here in the bottom left, you want to go to Alert Notifications. Now, once you go here, go to Alerts. Now, as you can see on the demo account, we actually have one created already, which is called Oil Change. And if you click on it, this is how you can look at the information. Now, without looking at that one, if you go and hit Create, your type of alert here, you want to go to Maintenance. Now, once you go to Maintenance, this is where you want to, warranty. And then let's set it up for a specific vehicle. You could do one for all, maybe for certain oil changes or, for inspections, for equipment even. So let's say if we come down here to 8 mic, you want to come here and you want to add your recipient. If you don't have a recipient yet, you want to go into Contacts. And this is where you're going to create who you want to contact. So you come here and you hit Create, and let's say, Mark, I wanted to reach out to you. I put in your email address here, your SMS. This is where it will SMS text message you.
You can do either or both.
Correct. Select your carrier if you want it to be SMS. And then fob, there's a certain a few customers that have key fobs they wanted to use, so that's what that was for. Driver and then tags. But once you put mainly your email and your SMS for your maintenance alerts, then you want to hit Save. And it will look very similar to this one right here, like Steve Johnson. So as we can see, we have our context here. You can go ahead and click on the red X. And now you can hit Add Recipient. So once you have your type, your name, and your device, you can add recipient. I'm going to add Steve Johnson, and this is where you can do email and or SMS text message. Mm-hmm. So if you want both. And email is really nice for that record's sake. You just want to be able to keep those for a long period of time. That's really good.
Establishing trends for getting certain things more often. It's just good accountability.
Exactly. I know a lot of people like to set up both because it's a really good way to notify them. All of a sudden you get that text message, maybe you were real busy and you saw it and you're like, okay, I'll get to that later. And you get back to the office and all of a sudden you check your email and the email is right there as well. So it's a good way just to remember, oh yeah, I need to do that for that, oil change, or to get with service maintenance manager and say, hey, let's go ahead and start doing those. So the other thing is you can add as many recipients as you want. So again, you can set up for that dispatcher, you can set up for the manager, service manager, you can set up to multiple people to notify them on. So once you add your recipient, now you want to go down to your maintenance options. So as you can see right here, you're going to see what says Add Condition. So we hit Add Condition. And now this is where you can do it either once or you can do it every time. That once can be really good. Again, maybe you want to have the brakes checked. Again, that warranty is a real big one. I know it's a lot of customers use. Here's where you can do miles or the hours. Hours is real big, important for that equipment. Or again, you have the miles for your vehicle. So you just come here, you want to warn us, so we get an alert. Mm-hmm. Let's say at 5,000 or 4,000 miles.
And you can set these warnings as much ahead of time as you want, whether it be 500 miles, 1,000 miles.
Yep.
It's up to you. You're not cornered into our settings.
Exactly. For example, every 4,000 miles, I want that, every time. It goes, once we get the alert, then 4,000 miles later, it's going to notify us. But at one time, let's say it's for certain brake pads, and they're supposed to get 30,000 miles. You can actually set it up here so you get those alerts once at 30,000 miles. And then you go in there and you can create it or set it up again.
Okay.
And once you're done, you just hit Add. So there it is. And you can add a different condition for that vehicle. So, that was once. Let's do every time, and let's do 4,000. Set up to 4,500. Hit add. So now you have multiple there. And when you're done, just hit save. It will tell you when it's done. And since this is a demo account, it most likely won't show up here, but this is where it would show up for you. You can close out, and then the other area you can go to is device management.
And that check mark with the green box, as Rich showed you, that just lets you know you've set it correctly. There's no guesswork there. It will prompt you to fill in something else if you didn't quite fill in everything necessary.
Yeah, it's one of the functions I really like because it will tell you, the red, if something didn't quite work. The green, hey, you're good to go. So now you don't have to be like, hey, was that set up?
Yeah.
Was it not? It really notifies you and lets you know.
Great double check.
So now when you go to device management and you go to the maintenance, this is now where you can click on that alert. And now this is where you can put your initial miles. So this is where you go get, read the miles off the vehicle or the hours and put them in here and then create that alert so it starts notifying you there as well.
Okay. And again, you can delineate any type of alert you want. It can be an alert to make sure your kid's doing their homework.
Yeah.
It can literally be across the board, but it's simply a way to take any of the guesswork out of knowing that your equipment is being tended to in a preventative manner, not a reactive manner.
Exactly. I mean, the best way, we always want to try to help our customers, again, without them having to constantly log into the system and watch it, where we help them because they're on the go, they're in a rush to do other things, and then all of a sudden you get those alerts to help, that peace of mind. So.
And any of these alerts, any settings, anything that you have questions about, our tech support staff is there for you. And again, a number of hours through the week, and we'll go over those hours again as we close the show out. But don't be afraid to call in. You can always, during business hours, chat in if you don't want to make that call. And as Rich, you always like to bring up that blue circled question mark,
yes,
which is your video tutorial up and down the line that you see on every feature. You get a roughly 90 to 120 second video that might just explain to you how, kind of massage you through a predicament or a question you have. And it's a great tool for training. You can bring in as many as you want or let them know they can watch it any hour of the day or night.
Exactly. If we went a little too fast here, just pull that up and it walks you through as if somebody is right there walking you through.
So in short, maintenance alerts, pivotal to knowing that you're not letting any vehicles, any assets slip through the cracks in terms of being taken care of. It's a quick setup. You can do as many as you want. And as always, no matter how many alerts you set up, reports, there's no a la carte fee attached. Your basic subscription fee is the fee that remains. So take advantage of these features, and no better way than to either have your dispatch or whoever has the keys to the system practice with it. And you can't corrupt the data. You can always back out and start again. The practical application of playing with it is normally how you refine your skills, get the most value add for your company. All right, well, with that, Rich Davis, thanks as always again for being our resident expert, and want to remind you about tech support. The hours here, live representation at US Fleet Tracking, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays through Fridays, and on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Those are Central Times, and 405-726-9900. Thanks to you Facebook Live viewers today. We have gone to Facebook Live starting with today's GPS Tracking Academy and Drill Down, and we'll have that access now. And please follow us on Facebook. Like our page there, follow us on Twitter. It's a great way to both give input and to know what's going on in and out of the company. A lot of changes. I know development is always bringing new features and edits to the system. So that's a way you'll know what we have to offer. And again, always call the sales team or tech support to find that out. Surveys that you receive for registering for the show, we appreciate you taking a couple minutes to fill those out. We indeed read them, and they often have led to changes in our features and in what we offer here at US Fleet Tracking. And finally, we want to pay our respects to those officers lost in the Dallas tragedy last night. Our thoughts go to all of those affected by that. And with that, we wish you a very good weekend. Thanks for being very loyal U.S. Fleet Tracking customers. For Brian, for Edwin in production, Rich, I'm Mark. Have a great weekend, folks.